We'll start over here and then go around.
My name is John Affolter. I'm one of the writers, producers, and directors, and an animator at Foreshadow Films.
Same as that, but Nathan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Nathan Affolter, writer, producer, director, and animator. Foreshadow Films. This part is going to get a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm Heath Affolter. In an attempt to be original, I'm a writer, director, and producer at Foreshadow Films.
Wow. You don't animate?
I've animated before. I moved to stop motion puppets, but I wouldn't call myself an animator.
That's true.
I'm Thomas, and yeah, write, produce, direct. I also do our editing normally, post-work sort of stuff. So
Nice, right on.
I've animated. No,
Clips. Animated that clip to go.
I've done. Yeah, that's right. I've moved things.
Like After
Editing. Yeah. Does that count? I hope so.
Yeah, there are a lot of After Effects animators that are very passionate about the fact that they are animators.
Yeah, who would be
That's me.
very angry if they heard you say it's not real animation.
Cut that
Stop the interview.
This interview is over.
All right, so you guys just won like a big award through TELUS out west. Can you maybe, Nathan, do you want to go on talk
Sure.
about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we entered the TELUS Story Hive contest in November, and then we had to make a 1-minute pitch video, a couple like little pitch documents, and then try to collect votes from all of our friends, sell our soul for one day, and beg everybody to please vote for my thing. And basically they select 10 out of all the entries, and we were lucky enough to get in there as one of the 10. So we got to produce a short film, which was Soggy Flakes, stop motion film. It had to be within 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And,
That much time.
yeah, and then basically TELUS selects a winner. They have a jury, and we were lucky enough to win, and it was actually split between us and Denver Jackson with SOS. So we're really stoked, and it was really awesome to get to meet Denver out here at the thing too. He's a really talented artist as well.
He's the man. Yeah, you made a great short. There are lots of great shorts actually. We were really impressed overall with the quality and diversity. There's lots of different styles and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think TELUS should do something like that around here in central Canada.
Could be a good idea.
I'm talking to you, TELUS.
I'm going to tag them on social media. All right, and so like from that whole process, or from this process, you've gone now to the Montreal Stop Motion Film Festival. Before coming here, how was that experience?
That was great, right?
Am I right?
End of answer. No, yeah, it was a really fun festival to be at. It was great to be able to see so much stop motion, because usually at a film festival you'll get a couple of animated ones, or if you're at an animation festival you'll get a couple of stop motion ones. But to have like 2 or 3 days?
2 days, yeah.
2 days straight of just stop motion films. It was like very eye-opening to all the different like styles that people are working on right now, and the different like ways you can play with stories. Like ours was very light-hearted comedy, but there was a lot of like really dark kind of like existential films, and like covered the full gamut of emotional range.
Those animators are masked up.
Yeah,
It's true.
They also had a few panels, so they invited some artists out. This year the theme was like women in animation, so all the talks were put on by various women, and it was really cool.
Was there one in particular that you guys thought was really good?
Short-wise or like panel-wise?
Panel.
I went to one that was with Kathy Zhang, and she works with her brother. They have a company called Zhang Studios, and they do stop-motion puppets. They started for Celebrity Deathmatch. They did that for something like 10 years, and then they went into a little bit of a lull because there wasn't a lot of stop-motion being produced, but eventually they hung in there, and stop-motion kind of came back around and started doing commercials. They built some amazing like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry puppets too for some commercials, and they brought them in, and it was just like, holy crap. Her brother does all of the like sculpting, and then she does a lot of like the fabrication of the puppets and making the molds and all that kind of stuff. But amazing stuff, like,
Right.
The best. And then now they're doing stuff for Leica as well, like Box Trolls, Paranorman, Kubo.
Yeah. All of which you should see if you haven't.
Yes, and check out their studio. It's awesome.
Yeah. Totally. All right. So after that whirlwind trip, you came down to OIAF, and what was your main goal when you were here?
We mainly came for like business purposes, so we develop IPs to go along with all the production and stuff that we do as well, like short films and web series. We're also always developing original concepts for animated TV shows a lot of the time, but also like live action features and all sorts of sort of stuff, kind of run the gamut. So we come down here and then we pitch to bigger production companies mostly, and then some like broadcasters as well. Basically anyone we can get in front of and pitch them our ideas and get to meet them and, you know, establish the network and figure out what they're looking for and all that stuff, and hopefully don't have our dreams crushed before our eyes.
But probably will.
Probably. Yeah.
And we're okay with that.
It's the price you pay. Yeah.
Yeah, your heart just like destroyed
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah.
But it was great. So that was the first 3 days. Like TAC, the television animation conference, was all like sort of business.
Apparently they lost the television now, right?
Oh, man.
It's just the animation conference, I think.
What?
That's probably because there's so many like online
That's
things that are like
hilarious.
trying to do. So
Wow.
they kept the TAC, but they changed the first letter.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Insignificant.
The T really like went down. Lost a lot of its weight.
Oh man.
Yeah, the normally doesn't warrant its own.
Yeah.
Should just
That'd just be
ACK.
something.
Going down ACK.
Yeah, I really want to go to ACT this year.
Bunch of acts.
They tried that, but Air
It's not just
Canada
a
threatened to sue.
animation conference. It's the animation conference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I heard, but he's
What I
right.
heard.
What he was saying.
Yeah. And then the festival this weekend too. Got to see you know, the panels and films and stuff like that. It was great. It's a nice way to do both, because doing all those meetings and doing all that hustling the first few days, and then we get to like just kind of relax for a bit. And
Yeah,
enjoy
enjoy
some
some
animation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Meet other artists too. Like the community is quite small, as you know.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
once you start to like meet people, it's just like a small little hub, really.
Yeah.
It feels like.
It's good for networking and meeting other artists and other producers and directors and just seeing what else is out there. And you never know who you're going to meet and then
Yep.
team up with later on.
That's right. Years later, hey, we're all in the same town.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say like your favorite film that you've seen here so far is?
I would say The Breadwinner, the feature film done by Cartoon Saloon, co-production, but yeah, it was very heavy content and very well done.
Very.
Also, Aircraft Pictures produced it too.
Yeah.
Let's not cut them out of the
And
equation.
Guru,
And
right?
Guru was there.
Yeah.
was
Guru's up
involved.
in there.
One more, maybe?
Yeah.
There was a company in Luxembourg.
538 or 538.
Starts with an N.
352.
352. Yeah.
352. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Well done,
It was
everyone.
incredible co-pro.
Yeah.
That the fact that they all worked together and made something that was actually good.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like shocking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And the style was really cool too, the stuff that they developed. And like,
Yeah. Like totally Cartoon Saloon style.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous lines and characters.
Yeah, plus I had all these storybook sequences that were like that kind of like faux stop motion paper cutout style. That was like really great, because that stuff didn't look like Cartoon Saloon. That could have been another studio altogether, but
Yeah.
it's really awesome. Get to see the two mash together and how they tied together creatively too and transitioned in and out. It's like beautiful
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, like I
Beautiful
was
work.
interested because they went into the story and they had different people tell the same story throughout, and I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work. Like if it breaks it, by having someone else do the narrative, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
smooth.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Beyond the technical animation aspects, like the story was just so strong. I was like, and of course that's like, you know, the heart of any good storytelling technique or film is like, if the story's not there, then the animation can be like, wow, that was really impressive, but it didn't resonate. But
so many are like
a
that.
story
Yeah.
like this, it's like, that sticks with you.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
tell they did a lot of research, and like you could just feel the respect that the filmmakers had for the material and the subject and stuff too,
Totally.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Go
Really-
see it.
Go see it.
Comes
Yeah,
out November-
absolutely.
November 24th. It's
Yeah.
a wide release. Yeah.
Yeah, November 24th.
Definitely go check that
It's
out.
gonna be yeah, so good.
Yeah, wasn't it also like the only feature film this year? They said that was directed by a woman.
Only
Yeah.
animated feature film.
Yeah.
Animated. Oh, sorry, animated.
Solo by a woman. I think there might be
Solo.
other ones where it was like a woman and a man,
Oh,
like,
okay,
director
cool,
or
yeah.
something like that. But this is the only one that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
just one woman
And a
at the
female
helm.
screenwriter too.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
very a feminist type story. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta see
Strong
more of
female
those.
characters too.
Yeah.
Super in depth and not like just the classic like Trinity complex of like, yeah, my character kicks ass and that means I'm a strong female lead. It's like actually characters with like weaknesses but strengths and all
Yeah.
these beautiful confidence and like very in depth, and it's great. It's exactly the type of characters that
The interactions
Should be
between the
created.
siblings, like her brother and her older sister, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, those two.
That-
Not just one note. It's like it changes sometimes. You know, when they're upset at each other, then they also love each other. It's like sometimes that's how it goes with siblings.
You son of
okay, so now you guys are pretty far ahead in your career. What would you say starting out, like you can go through each of you, what is like the advice you'd have to like a young animator, a young writer that's starting out, going in, and we'll just start here and go across the room.
I would say find your voice and just tell stories that you're passionate about, and don't, you know, a lot of people look at what's popular nowadays, like, oh, I should do something like that, or I should tailor my ideas to be like that, but I don't know, we found that we just tell stories and make things the way we want, and do it our way, and, you know, it might not happen right away, but, you know, you just keep doing stuff, and, you know, eventually you kind of find your voice in your work, and yeah, just keep making stuff, keep producing stuff.
So like stay true to yourself, stay true to your vision.
Yeah, and don't get discouraged if, you know, you're I'm not an overnight success, you know, because that's not the way it's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
But the longer you do something, the better you get at it, kind of thing. So.
I don't know any overnight success people.
Yeah, it's kind of a myth. Like the media likes to like say that.
Yeah. And like meanwhile, the person's been working for like 20 years in the industry.
Yeah, totally.
Or somebody works their entire life and doesn't have a success until they're 70, 75 years old, you know. And
Yeah.
before that, nobody even knew their name, kind of thing.
That's a lot of animators talk about that. Like they'll get to that age, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, you're amazing! I love everything you've done." And the person was like, "Really?" Because like
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Didn't give him any hits on my YouTube.
really wish you'd mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
A life of despair wasted. Teaching on that, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty melodramatic.
If you love what you're doing, though, it doesn't really matter. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, if it's just like if you enjoy what you're doing, and it's like if there's nothing else you'd rather be doing, then you know, success or not, you feel successful in the end.
It's true though that we do have a tendency to compare ourselves. Like you're always with just as human beings. I think everyone in all industries, you
It's
know,
hard not to.
especially artists. Yeah, you compare yourself with others, but
Like Eric Goldberg, I was like, "Oh my god!" I wish it'd be Glenn Keane.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
Yeah, if you start comparing yourself, you're
You
just gonna
can't.
want to like give up and put your work
Yeah.
down and be like, I'll just go do something else.
Yeah.
totally, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
what's
the thing
interesting is probably those guys probably, even though they're legends to us and they're
Yeah.
like the golden gods of animation, they probably did the exact same thing.
Yeah,
You know,
like
they
the Night
probably-
Old Man or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, they were probably like looking at others, being like, "Man, I wish I could just be as good as them." But
"Yeah."
just keep going, do the
Yeah.
best you can, and
Yeah, and that's what
Everything
makes you want to get better, you know, and push yourself to keep improving instead of just, you know, starting out like, I'm the shit. Or, you know,
Yes.
I don't know if I can say that on camera.
You can say whatever you want. This is YouTube. It's good.
Nice.
It's good. I'm producer, editor, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can leave it out if we need to. So.
Funny
It'll make it
about
sound worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
My advice would be to team up with like-minded people, find people that are interested in similar things, and like, find people that can, you know, like fill other needs of your craft, whether it's filmmaking or something else. It's really important to have that collaboration to just kind of push the work and like bring in different ideas, challenge the ideas, and then also it can just be, it's a hard thing to pull off. So it's good to have that support, because there's going to be times when you're kind of like down, like I don't know, and the other guys can or girls can lift you up. You
There's
know?
times we need to borrow money, can't pay your rent. Yeah.
Most artists have been through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
That was gonna be mine. I always say find a partner because I mean we're an example of that, of like, you know, we push ourselves so much that that's a very important piece of advice, I think. Beyond that, I'd say just stay true to yourself, and like, you know, you want to build a network, but not everyone is like the networking type, and like, you know, there you see people out there that are like hustling, and you just be yourself all the time, I guess is the advice I would give, because people can smell fakeness from a mile away. So if you're out there like being if you're out there being fake and like doing things that aren't who you are, then I think people are just kind of going to be like, I don't know, I feel like there's some disingenuity about this.
True.
So that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go out and meet people. If you're like a shy, kind of introvert, you should still try and be out there and meet people, but you don't have to like force it and be the person who's like shaking everyone's hand and handing out cards and be like, check out my things. You can just like have honest conversations with people and just like get to know them on a personal level, and I think that generally opens up more doors than just trying to be like the hustler type person.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Thomas?
Oh my goodness.
What do you got?
I have to go to? I was hoping the clip would run out.
Yeah.
But we're out of film.
Still rolling. I love that mirror.
I would say, similar to what John's saying about finding your voice, that probably the most difficult thing for us even too, and maybe for everyone, but I speak from personal experience, is like making your work a reflection of yourself and being willing to be vulnerable in what you put out there. And like The Breadwinner is a good example, but lots of our favorite films are the ones that you can see the artist or the storyteller's like heart and soul in it, and the blood, sweat, and tears. Like we didn't, and it doesn't even need to, you don't always need to have something that's like, really emotional or dramatic or like dark and like you put all your depression on the screen. It doesn't need to be that. It can be lighthearted comedies, but generally something that has a lot of heart in it and has a lot of soul to it is going to connect with people a lot more, I find. Like it should be, and that's the thing that like even with our earlier work, I think we had less of was like less vulnerability in it and less of ourselves in the work, and over time we've learned to kind of like put a little bit more of ourselves into that, and it can be a scary thing too, like when you put something out there that's like, even if it's just like a piece of art and not even like a big film or some big grand endeavor, like anything you put out there, if it scares you a little bit, like you're almost like embarrassed about it, or you're kind of like you really feel like, oh man, are people going to respond to this? Should I be like sharing this much of my heart with people? Generally that's a good thing. That's a sign that you're on the right track if you feel like kind of afraid or kind of worried about how much of yourself you've put into something.
Gone like back here because I look so big and like
I don't know.
ridiculous.
That's good to have you.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, you should just leaned into the front.
I should have just leaned in. All right, so we're just gonna wrap up. You guys have been great, and where can people see your films?
We make films?
You can go to our website, foreshadowfilms.com, and see some of our work, our past work.
We also have a YouTube channel called Comedy Blender. That's more comedy stuff, and mainly it tends to be more adult stuff. And then besides that, we're often entering our stuff into film festivals. So occasionally, if you follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can kind of track if we're coming to a film festival near you, which we're probably not.
If you're going to be in Edmonton on October 5th and 6th, you can see our live action Western that we did this year called The Undertaker's Son.
Cool.
It's for you Edmontonites.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Just shoot us a message or whatever. You can always just follow us and stuff, but it's always nice to hear from people. If you watch Soggy Flakes or something, which is on YouTube, it's only 5 minutes. It's an easy watch.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Some fun stop motion, and there's trailers for other short films that are still in the film festival circuit. So not all of them are online, but you can get a taste of it. And
What about the fruit stop motion 2D mix?
yeah, Food
Flicks.
Flicks. Yeah, Food Flicks is on Comedy Blender, so that's on YouTube as well. You can just search it, Flicks with an X. And shoot us a line. It's always nice to hear from people, and we certainly love it.
Yeah.
We're pretty down to earth. We don't have a lot of fans, so it would really be great to hear from you.
You can send us some money too. We accept donations.
Yeah.
If you got a place on your floor for us to crash sometime,
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Leftover food, wrap it up, send it out.
And if you're looking to do filmmaking and you're in BC or Alberta, we highly recommend Story Hive, entering that. Anybody can enter. You don't have to have gone to film school or anything. Self-taught, whatever.
Yeah, they do different funding opportunities throughout the year. So sometimes it's web series, sometimes it's short films. We did the animation one, but they also have music video ones. So
Yeah.
there's something for everyone. It's a really great experience.
Yeah.
We should also thank TELUS and Aaron Musselum at TELUS and the National Screen Institute and Angela Hick, who was our mentor there.
They're the best.
They helped us out huge. They're the reason we're here at OIAF right now, and yeah, we owe you guys big. So thanks so much.
Yeah,
You can,
amazing.
Yeah, you can follow us on social media at Foreshadow Films.
Yeah, across those platforms.
That's the thing. And if you're into animation, come out to Ottawa too. That's the thing. It's really great. We come out here to pitch projects and stuff, and they do the whole business end of things, but it's a great place to just come and meet people too. Like the party last night, it's just like a bunch of artists, storyboard artists, animators, designers, you
Writers.
name it. Yeah, or people that are just interested in it and kind of looking to get into it. It's a good scene. It's a small community, and it's a lot of love.
Yep,
Everyone loves love.
totally.
Done.
And thanks, Great
Yeah.
Lang.
Yeah,
for
thanks,
Great
for
Lang.
interviewing us.
Bravo! Oscar!
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, that's a cut.